All right, Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles, as well as the men that taught them, the elder high priest, as well as the elder bishops and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the 144,000. All right. And the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. And I'm going to title this video, This Man Ain't Right. And we all know who I'm talking about. The so-called white man, which is biblical nationality, which is his true and only nationality, is they're Edomites, which they go back to their forefather Esau. He's the progenitor of the Edomites. Okay? And the spirit that's in them is not right. Okay? It's totally off. And one of the main ways they've shown us that their spirit is just totally wicked is by pushing the alphabet community agenda. Okay? And he knows it's not right, but he pushes something that's not right. This man wants to have a world where men are simps and moles. Okay? Really to focus on the men. And he want to, freak the women out too, you know? But he want a nation or humanity where the male population is moles. What's the proof? Do we need more proof? This man pushes an agenda. If Esau wants to stop something, he can stop it, whatever it may be. If he wants to stop something from going on in his kingdom, he can stop it. So if he was against the alphabet community, he would put an end to it. But the reason why it's thriving and flourishing, especially here in Babylon the Great, is because he wants it to thrive and flourish. Because he's just the wicked. But what kind of spirit do you got to be on you or in you to where you are fixated, if I'm saying that word right, fixated on turning men out? Okay? The elites and their cronies are a bunch of pedophiles. Okay? And they're moles too. Punks. Okay, this man, we have the biggest prison population and the most prisons right here in Babylon the Great. And what is prison? Locking men away from long periods of time and stripping them of the right to deal with a woman for the most part, unless they get a CEO, not a CEO, a CO up in there to deal with. But for the most part, men are in these prisons, jails, whatever you want to call it, and they don't get to deal with a woman. So what's that gonna breed? It's gonna breed a population, a segment of men in there to switch sides. Okay? You take a man and you lock him up for life, 2 life sentences, and basically telling me that he'll never deal with a woman again. Okay, so what does that end up? What can that perpetuate or breed? And it's done it. The proof is in the pudding. Men getting flipped in there, willingly, unwillingly. This man got a show on his network. He controls the networks. What's called Modern Family. I've never watched one show, but I heard about the show, and I believe I seen a commercial about it or something some years ago. And it's about two men, okay, man on man, husband on husband. I guess one man plays the husband, the other one, or is the husband, the other one plays the wife. I don't, whatever it's confusing. It's confusing is what that is. And they're or they're over a family, okay, raising up a family. You see? Let's get some scriptures. Let me say in sample. In sample. Let me see if that's it. All right. And like I mentioned earlier, Esau knows this shit is wrong, but he pushes it because this man is demonic. 2 Peter 2:6, it says, well, I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, and a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly." And that's why Babylon the Great is gonna be destroyed. Okay, how the earth was destroyed a long time during the time of Noah by water. The Most High is gonna destroy this earth in the in the form of destroying America by fire because of its ungodliness. America is the hub of ungodliness, wickedness, abominations. That's why Revelation 17:5 described that whore that rode upon the scarlet colored beast. It said she had a cup filled with abominations and filth, and upon her forehead was written Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, okay, and of abomination. How's it go? Let me get that real quick. Revelation 17. The most filthiest, disgusting, vile place on the planet is America. Okay? It says, her upon her forehead, her forehead, this woman that's riding a scarlet colored beast with 10 heads and 10 horns is talking about America really having the control over the EU, NATO and the EU, which that's the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. NATO is the seven heads, and the EU is the 10 horns, and America is part of NATO and pretty much controls the beast. All right, and upon her forehead was a name written: Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's right, and the main reason would have to be because of what I'm going into, because this man is fixated on pushing the alphabet community agenda. He want a nation of freaks, you know, freaks and FAGs. Woman on woman or orgies. Okay, all kind of freakism. The vile, devious sexual acts and sites. You know, men frolicking around like women walking around boisterous, acting like men getting their plumbing changed. Okay, this is a wicked ass place. Let's go back to 2 Peter 2:6. It says, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow." What kind of overthrow was that? Overthrow by fire and brimstone. The Most High uh, ignited, just totally obliterated Sodom and Gomorrah and the 3 neighboring cities with fire. Okay? Making them an example, meaning an example, unto those that after should live ungodly. So this man is defiant, because they know that Sodom and Gomorrah, the judgment that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah for having a society, a culture of being freaks and moles and bows, lesbos, transformers. And this man is pushed it to the highest extent, to where when you put this in front of a child, you're a sick individual. Because these individuals can walk the streets freely. There's no limitations. There's no uh, restrictions on that community. More so, they have all the liberties to show their disgusting identity. Children are seeing this shit on TV and in real time. When just by going out into society, they're everywhere. You see, it says, and delivered just like vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Yep, the filthy conversation of the wicked. Esau's conduct is filthy. And he's turned this society here in Babylon the Great and abroad filthy, disgusting. All right? So he's not taking heed to the example. He hadn't took heed to show you there's no fear of the Heavenly Father in this, man. You would think, man, for me doing this, man, something bad is going to come to me. But that's how proud and sick this man is. To push a whole agenda to freak out men and women. Have man on man, woman on woman, men and women getting operations, sex operations, right? This man got to go. Hit a couple of more scriptures. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up. This is talking about Esau, the wicked. We know this through process of elimination. When you read down in this chapter, all indicators point to the so-called white man. This is his MO. This is what he's done. When you read this particular chapter, okay? And it fits nobody else but him. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up, meaning this man is super proud. Superman, really saying super proud is an understatement. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Yep, behold, his soul which is lifted up. I'm sorry, I didn't read the last part of this verse. The middle part. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Okay? This man is against being upright. He's pro-wicked, anti-righteous. Okay? This man will lock men up all over the America and turn them into punks and DLs, DL men, okay, and sexual deviants, right? He put all kind of he put this garbage in his movies and his TV shows, right? He loved to show you a man's ass in his movies. He'll show you a man's ass before he show you a woman's ass. And this man has got to go, and he will go, according to prophecy. He will go down in a horrible fashion, and he'll never come back into power to erect such filth in the earth and promote such, guile in the earth, disgust. I'm gonna end the video right there. Lord willing, it was edifying, and on to the next one. I say shalom.